What's up guys, it's Ding Jelly, and the topic of today's video is Kristaps Porzingis, how he's been playing so bad for a second star to Luka and he's been getting paid so much on a max contract. We're going to talk about all of that in today's video. Make sure you guys subscribe, hit that like button. We're on the road to 300 subscribers, we're 10 away. We are at 292 subscribers as I currently speak, so just 8 people need to click that subscribe button and we'll be there. And you know, why not? Let's try to get 8 likes on this video. So yeah, let's get into the video now. When the Mavericks traded for Kristaps and then he finally became healthy, it seemed like to create this nice duo of European stars, Luka, Kristaps Porzingis. It seemed all nice, but things have gone downhill. Kristaps signed a 5-year extension for like 160 plus million. He's getting more money than Giannis. Yeah, more money than Giannis. He's also getting more money than Bradley Beal, Drew Holiday, Jamal Murray, Jaylen Brown, Julius Randle. So he's just getting overpaid, and he's not doing what he's doing. He's getting paid like the best player on your team, like a Giannis Antetokounmpo type player. But he's playing like the 3rd best player on your team. In fact, the 2nd best player on the Mavericks is either like Dorian Finney-Smith or Tim Hardaway Jr. So they don't really have a good second star to pair with Luka, and because the Kristaps Porzingis experiment has not worked out for Luka and Porzingis as well, they need to find a way to trade Porzingis to get Luka a legitimate scorer who can create for himself and shoot, not just with the facilitation and playmaking of Luka himself. Because the thing is, coming down the stretch in this series, there are some shots Luka knew nobody else on the team could take. If you have a second star that can actually score, like there are some guys who could make some shots like down the stretch that'll help Luka and the Mavericks, because this is not a one-man show. This is a basketball team. It's a team game, right? So Luka has to have teammates he can depend on, and they need to just build around. Like Tim Hardaway Jr. and Dorian Finney-Smith, they've been pretty good role players, but that's not what a second star is. If you're telling me that you have one of the best generational talents, but their second star is a regular role player, like that's not how it's supposed to be. So Kristaps Porzingis has been playing so bad, and for a guy that's 7'3", you are grabbing 5 rebounds. 5 rebounds. That is inexcusable. There are some guards grabbing more rebounds. Guys who are who are near 6 feet and shorter are grabbing more rebounds. So Kristaps Porzingis needs to get better at rebounding. I mean, he doesn't go in the post. I mean, his game, he used to post up a bunch in New York, and then now he's not posting up as much. But he just needs to be able to hit his shots and shoot more and go in the post more. You're 7'3". You're literally 7'3". There's some situations where you're going up against a guy who's like 6'8". Like, take that guy to the post and put up a little hook or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, Luka can't be doing everything. You're averaging 13 points per game. That's unacceptable for a second star. I mean, there are obviously some questions about the chemistry between Luka and Porzingis, and now reports have been coming out that Porzingis is frustrated with his role and he doesn't feel like a co-star, and he feels Luka is too ball dominant. Well, if you feel Luka is too ball dominant and you don't think you're a co-star, you have to play like a co-star to be able to talk like that and say you're frustrated. Like, if anybody should be frustrated, it should be Luka Doncic and the fans of the Dallas Mavericks. What you're doing here, Kristaps Porzingis, I'm not saying it's making you a bad person or anything. I mean, if you consider yourself, however, like a co-star, then you have to play like a co-star. If not, the Dallas Mavericks are going to ship you all the way to a different team this offseason. Let's talk about who they could replace Kristaps Porzingis with in case included in a trade for another scorer. The first player I want to talk about is CJ McCollum, because CJ is such a more consistent bucket getter than a Tim Hardaway Jr. Because Tim Hardaway Jr. has his nights. Like, he averages like 20 points for a couple games this Clippers series. But then again, last game, I think he got a little injury in Game 7. And also, he didn't shoot good at all from the field. So if they get a consistent bucket getter who can hit shots like a CJ McCollum, and the thing with the Blazers is reports are Dame might leave. And if Dame gets traded to the Lakers or wherever Dame goes, the Blazers, they need to blow up and trade CJ. And that's the perfect place for the Mavericks to jump in that case and go. I mean, Porzingis' trade value is depreciating. Just get rid of him while you can. I'm not saying he's a bad player. He's just not living up to what his contract says and not living up to what he needs to be a second star for the Mavericks, and if they want to make a deep run with Luka. Another player I want to talk about is Bradley Beal. He's kind of in that like same realm as CJ McCollum, as like kind of like stars-ish, you know what I'm saying, who are very good scorers and can create for themselves. But yeah, Bradley Beal, another great scorer. A lot of the similar stuff I had said about CJ McCollum goes with Bradley Beal. But Bradley Beal has been on the trade block for a while. We'll see, because the Wizards have a very uncertain future. So we'll see how that works. But there are some other situations, like guys they could get that are not so big, but it will be good. Norman Powell, who's a restricted free agent, also another Blazer. He's a really good scorer, and he just was really good on the Raptors and the Blazers. He actually was a really good three-point shooter as well from the corner, so he improved his game a bunch. He can finish inside and he can shoot. But that's if Norman Powell doesn't pick up his player option. Gary Trent Jr., a former Blazer. I don't know why, man. The Blazers got some guys the Mavericks want, but now he's on the Raptors. We saw what he did before he got injured with the Raptors. He was going and exploding, shooting a bunch of threes and making them, and he was just very good for them, especially when it came to scoring. Evan Fournier is another free agent, a good sharpshooter that Luka can go with. But the thing with the Mavericks is they've got a lot of 3-and-D guys who recently haven't been playing great defense, nor have been shooting threes that well. And the thing is, here's where it all came down. Last year they made that trade, Seth Curry for Josh Richardson, which ultimately failed. Like, Seth Curry is doing really good so far in the 76ers, and he's helping them be a contender. And then the thing with Josh Richardson is, in Game 7 of the first round, he played 6 minutes. So clearly the trade is looking worse and worse by day. So that's one of the biggest mistakes the Mavericks made. But yeah, another thing is there's also some good centers they can go get on the market, because they just need like a true center. Because Porzingis hasn't done much on the low post. He shoots a bunch, but I don't know why he's so tall. He didn't do stuff in the low post. But yeah, people they can get for center, they could try to trade for Karl-Anthony Towns. I know that seems so far-fetched, especially with the young core Minnesota has building there. But they could put in maybe like Jalen Brunson and then Maxi Kleber pick, like you know what I mean. And then they could add in another guy. Or they could go Porzingis and then somebody else for Towns, you know what I'm saying? But guys they can legitimately get are Enes Kanter. He's not good at defense, but he's a really good offensive player. Montrezl Harrell, his role diminished for the Lakers. I don't know why they should have played him more, but those two are good options off the bench. But they can make an offer for restricted free agent John Collins, who was rumored to go to them a lot at the trade deadline the last couple of years. So John Collins, and then Richaun Holmes, who's blossomed recently. So, but one reason they lost the series, especially Game 7, was also their bad defense on the perimeter. They didn't have anybody who could contain Kawhi, and the Clippers made a series high 23s in Game 7, and most of those attempts were like wide open, uncontested shots. So people they could sign: PJ Tucker, Avery Bradley, Norman Powell. He's also good at defense, but you know how it addressed the scoring thing earlier. But yeah, Danny Green, good shooter. Or they could get some good post defenders like Serge Ibaka, Daniel Tice, Robin Lopez. There's also the option of trading for Miles Turner, who's a really good three-point shooter, while also being like, he's been top 5 in blocks the last 3 seasons. I'm pretty sure he also was like the leader last year. And then finally, a perfect offseason would be to add in some veterans to help the championship team. That's like Dwight Howard, JaVale McGee, Patty Mills. So you know what I'm saying? Just some veterans to round out the roster. But yeah, that's pretty much it. They have to go and trade Porzingis this offseason. While trading Porzingis, they need to get a scorer in return. and maybe even a sign and trade option, or most likely by trading Porzingis. And then also they need to get a center like maybe Rashawn Holmes or somebody like that. And then they need to get some good backup defense. And then they also need to get some just veteran leadership. But yeah, that's it for this video, guys. Make sure you guys subscribe and hit that like button. I've had lots of fun talking about the Mavericks. In the comments down below, tell me any specific free agents you want them to pursue, or any players to trade for, or like, you know what I mean. But yeah, that's it for this video, guys. All our socials are in the description, and I hope you have a great rest of your day, and bye.